somewhere all bright and new. I have seen no other who compares with you. You belong among the wildflowers. You belong in a boat out at sea. You belong with your love on your arm. You belong somewhere you feel free.
It's hot.
Run away, go find a lover. Run away, let your heart be your guide. You deserve the deepest of cover. You belong in that home by and by. You belong among the wildflowers. You belong somewhere close to me, far away from your trouble and worry. You belong somewhere you feel free. You belong somewhere you feel free.
Good news, after some really sad cow tanks, or cow ponds I should say, I lucked out and found this great seep. It's a little spring, and check it out. Flowing, almost delicious. Man, I'm super pumped. This will get me through almost tomorrow. So I'm gonna filter up, camel up, and head on out. So it's afternoon, sun's shining, it's really pretty out. There is a little bit of slop, but that's okay, because with the slop sometimes comes trail magic. Denny and Rudy just stopped by, gave us a Coke. I gotta tell you, it tastes good, damn good. I think this is gonna get us a few more miles down the road. Awesome.
Day to day, where do you want to be? 'Cause now you're trying to pick a fight with everyone you know.
Let's go, people. While we're young, let's go. Chop chop. Come on, come on. Let's go, little guy. No, let's not stop and eat. That's a whole lot of ass pointed at me. Please, just go.
Such is the way of the world, you can never know. Just what I put all your
rock, just debris walls, like loose. That takes a long time. That's the stuff that can move on you. Things can go bad.
I'm gonna rise up, turn mistakes into gold.
Hey everybody, I just wanted to show everybody the options. Either you go through snow, like we did in that boulder field, and then the other option is now we go up here to avoid more snow. As you can see, it's pretty steep and there's no trail. Either way, we'll be careful.
Suddenly swallowed by signs, lo and behold, gonna rise up, find my direction magnetically. I'm gonna rise up, throw down my ace in the hole.
Climbed up, we camped last night. This scary ass snowfield. Just crossed, really icy, really nasty. Folks, so this is a report just in case something happens. I came from over there. The trail wants to take me around this bowl here. That's too steep and it's way too late in the day. I'm gonna attempt to slide my ass down there. I don't have an ice axe though. That's what scares me. If anyone finds this camera, it belongs to John Hildebrand and Sycamore Lake, Michigan. Alright, this is absolutely freaking scary as hell. It's raining and snowing. The snow is complete shit. I'm post-holing and slipping and sliding. That's the alternative. And we're trying to go that way. All the way around. Alright, so had one heck of a day. Decided to stop at this little lake and carve out a little tiny spot to camp at. After the lightning strikes and the fire that ensued and having to run for my life and the complete shit snow that is unfit for any kind of walking. It's been a long day. 17 miles officially. I would say probably 22, 23 unofficially. There was no flat spots / flat or dry. So we carved out a little spot right there. I'm gonna call that home. The actual trail's right there and then continues back up that ridge. And there's not going to be any camping opportunities, so decided to call it a day. It's been a long one. Wow, that was intense. So hopefully I'll have a good meal, relax a little bit, and have a fresh start tomorrow morning. Right, so on the trail, your shoes, they get a little wet. I'm not going to kid you. And you walk through lots and lots of fields like this. In reality, you don't even try and keep them dry anymore. You try and pick the best route for minimal wetness, but wipe out. Alright, so we're coming up to peak number 2 at 13,266 foot. See, that's the rock cairn right there. So, plugging away at it. Thought you might want to walk with me for a sec along 13er. Hey, okay, so didn't think I'd be doing rock climbing today, but you never know. So you can see what the example of cornice is like. Not doable. Earlier people glissaded. Took the snow route there. That's where I'm going. You can actually see a Jeep and some people. I got this to go, but the good news is I've got this done. So, wouldn't you know, I would pick the little gully that has the stream with the wet moss in it. Man, that was sketchy, very sketchy. So we went vertical. It was a lot easier to scramble. Let's hope we get home, get down it, okay. Get over to Gray and Torrey's. Man, didn't expect this to be the hard part of the day so far. Alright, so we're almost out of the snow, but because of having to down climb this, I actually threw down my poles, which are right there, no big deal. I threw down my pack. It was a far drop, but nevertheless. So then it starts rolling and rolling and rolling and rolling. You can see it way down there. Let's see what bursted in there. Anyhow, we're almost down. Thank goodness. Alright, welcome folks. We got another summit here. This is Mount Edwards at 13,850 feet. If I give you a gander over this way, that's where we came. You can see the Argentine Trail down there. I can hold it still enough. You can see everything. Awesome, right? So right now I got this knife edge here, and it's late in the day, and we're going for it. Alright, still working our way over to Gray's Peak. This scrambling knife edge ridge here is just sucking the time out. Gotta be careful on this stuff. Don't know what's gonna happen right after that. It's like a wicked drop off. Don't know. We shall see. Something you don't want to mess up with. It's a hell of a fall. Here we are, top of Gray's Peak. 14,220 something. Let's hope I take the right trail down. Okay. That's Torrey Peak over there.
Without me, society, have mercy on me.
As you can hear, it's been snow, hail, you name it.
Hope you're not lonely without me.
I don't even know how many miles it is. Not 11.
How many miles is Wyoming? I'm gonna do it in 2 days because I'm a badass.
Alright, let's go, man.
Let's do it.
I'm crossing. I'm crossing. Ah!
I want to go get my backpack. It's over in the other state.
Always leaving your shit all over.
That's what I'm good at.
Little feet to get me across the mountain. little feet to carry me away into the woods. Two little feet, like a mountain in the cloud coming down, cloud coming down, cloud coming down, cloud coming down.
Well, you can see behind me, I really not feeling optimistic about that storm there. Lightning is coming from, let's see, from right there, and I'm walking towards that, hoping that, that there's no lightning. And ideally, rain would be sweet, but I think that's unavoidable at this point. Anyways, amazing clouds, so we got that going for us. Nasty weather.
Stuff with no knowledge is never enough to get you there. It just won't get you there. The culture exploded into knickknacks and memories. Eagle and bear trinkets, I don't think it's
Water's gonna be an issue for the next few days. Really glad I made it to Bull Spring last night because it was bad. Contaminating my water with alkaline water. Bad deal. Didn't expect it, but I definitely learned from it. So, well, I guess here's as good as any because we're not gonna find any shade. We're gonna try and drink down as much of this water as we can. We only have like 7 miles to go to the next source, and it was reported to be good, so we're gonna take a little gamble, drink a little extra, and let's see how it goes. All right.
lift yourself. Tumble us like scree, let us holler at our freedom like a wolf across the valley, like a kid lost in a game. No time, no name. Gonna miss that plane again. I'm gonna stay with you, baby, and kiss you to a
bushwhacking in Pine Beetle land. Not awesome.
I'm gonna kiss you,
but
kiss you like you like it. Kiss you like you like it. Kiss you like you like it. I got 2 little feet to get me across the mountain. 2 little feet to carry me away into the woods. 2 little feet
trapped.
Big mountain and a cloud coming down, cloud coming down, cloud coming down, cloud coming down, cloud coming down.
All right, so doing the Bear Creek route, and trail just disappeared. I think most people go the other way that Mark and Two Hats went. I spent the last few miles bushwhacking and finally found this trail, but man, it's not used very much at all. Mosquitoes are horrible. You need to get water and set up camp and hang your food. here's my tent. We're in Teton Wilderness. We found a flat spot. We got a nice tree to hang our food. And here's the view. Look at that alpenglow. All right, Brian, it's the first morning on your hike. How's things going so far?
Knees are good. Knees are a little shaky, but not too bad.
Knees are shaky. And we just ran into the very beginning of the Missouri. This is a feeder creek called Hell Roaring Creek, and it's the one that Lewis and Clark were looking for. And it stumped them for quite a while, but this is the actual beginning of the Missouri River right here. And we're gonna pull some water and eat an enormous oatmeal cookie out of celebration. So it's a beautiful day. We had quite the storm last night. We had some visitors. Brian had some local yahoos, and I had a coyote. But all's well that ends well. Brian didn't get hit by a bottle or anything, and I didn't get attacked by a coyote, so we're good there. And you can see the precious sight of glorious water. Never taken for granted here on the trail. All right, Brian, what are you doing so late in the day?
Making up time.
Seems to me you should be camping by now, eating dinner.
We got a little lost back there, but that's all right.
That's a little disappointing, huh?
Making it up, you know, get another hour or two of light, we'll be good.
All right, here's a beautiful sight. It's water. It took us half a day to get here. And man, am I glad that it is around, because it's been a long, long day without it. Interestingly enough, I just noticed some little friendly tracks. Mr. Bear. Alright, so we're gonna filter some water and get hydrated and maybe have a snack. Oh, what a relief. Awesome. So, last full day, and poor Scuba Bee, Mr. Fowler, suddenly had some major knee pain. What a bummer. So, try to give him first aid as best we could. Ace bandage, some ibuprofen, Vicodin, etc., etc. And so now we're trying to get his gear back and take some load off. So, it's a little awkward, but yeah, it's definitely, I know that he would do the same for me and any other thru hiker. The real bitch is it's like a 16-mile carry of water, so we're going light with 4.5 liters. I don't want to push it any farther than that. Nice to get back out here in the solitude and check out my new shoes. Very nice. And enjoy. So we're back out, headed towards Ledor. It's gonna be about 100 miles. I'm expecting 3.5, 4 days. We'll see, depending on the climbs. And I got a big water carrier right now, so.
I can get to sleep. I think about the implications.
What do you think of the trail?
It's beautiful! That highlight looks like a terrorist!
I worry over a situation.
Headed into the bitter roots in a little bit. Got heavy duty smoke over there. Smelling pretty thick. Some rough climbs. I think we're about 82 miles from Sula. Feeling a little better. A lot better, actually. Still a little weak. Getting much stronger. Just some time for these climbs. They're supposed to be ridiculous, so we'll see how that goes. Other than that, grateful to have some shade. and hopefully the day goes well.
Though there's little variation, it nullifies the night from overkill. Day after day it reappears. Night after night my heartbeat shows the fear. Ghosts appear and fade away. Come back another day.
You asked me to tell you a story again, so I tell story. This is from my childhood when I grew up in the mountain places of the dark countries. I was there with my brother and we were herding some sheep. They were not our sheep, but we were having a good time with them. Anyway, so I decided, because I knew my mother was making plum pudding later for dinner, I collected some of the sheep dung and I put it in my pocket. Later, that night, I took the plums out of my brother's plum pudding and I replaced it with the sheep manure. And when he came back, he ate the whole thing. Okay, I'll be honest. I don't have a brother. I ate the sheep shit.
Ghosts appear and fade away. Ghosts appear and fade away.
Make him a truck is hitchhiking at its finest.
Huck, you're already having a snack, huh? We just got on the trail.
Oh, yeah.
What you having there?
Well, I bought a bottle of 50 ibuprofen today, so I figure, we might as well start off, start off with the gusto.
Right.
I mean, they're a lot of weight. I don't want to carry them. I might as well just take them right now, huh?
Eat them like candy, vitamin I.
That's right, vitamin I, baby, vitamin I!
Welcome to the CDT.
Bended knee is no way to be free. Lifting up an empty cup, I ask silently. All my destinations will accept the one that's me, so I can breathe. Circles they grow and they swallow people whole. After lives they say goodnight to wives they'll never know. A mind full of questions and a teacher in my soul. And so it goes.
I know it.
This one's actually a little safer than I expected. Hey there! Yeah. As you go tumbling.
And that's how we fall off the cliff.
Yeah.
Worth it for the shot.
It would be you. Everyone I come across in cages they bought, they think of me and my wandering, but I'm never what they thought. Got my indignation, but I'm pure in all my thoughts. I'm alive.
So, Huck, what we got here is a fine fixer-upper. Quick coat of paint, handyman special. You're ready to go. Move your family in. It's a nice accommodation. We got air conditioning. Nice breeze there. Comes with a window hole. So if you decide to get all highfalutin and get glass, you got a hole right there. And we even have vintage signs that we're also doubling as the roof. So I say that if you make us a fair deal, this could be yours.
How many bedrooms are we looking at here, Sycamore?
Well, it's a very flexible, open floor plan. We like to think of it as a great room.
What's the resale value like in this neck of the woods?
Well, as there's someone shooting at us from the other side of the hill, it's fairly low right now. We got a price to move. So tell me about what Kev said about how he wasn't racist until we had blah, blah, blah. So go ahead.
Oh, you know, we got a beautiful ride yesterday from a fella named Kevin, and he was a real nice fella. And he told us all about the history of the Lewis and Clark and the surrounding areas here. And then he proceeded, for no reason whatsoever, to tell us that he was not a racist. Well, at least he wasn't a racist until our president became a racist. And then I suppose that makes it okay. So he's definitely a racist now. But don't get him wrong, you know, it's not like he's one of these Montana Republican idiots. He's an independent. Independent. And I've got a few words of advice for any hikers out there from Kevin. Don't be a complaining, whiny sissy who's afraid of, bear charges or dry spells of like 25 miles without water, because that's just ludicrous. A lot of you hikers these days, you're a bunch of complaining sissies, with your GPSs and your
Van water treatment.
And your need for everything. You need everything, apparently. So, why don't you just revert back a little bit and be more Neanderthal and move to Montana, where the real men fucking live. Here you can be an independent, strong racist.
Well, alright, buddy. I'll see you later. I'll see you later. Good luck. Good luck to you, man. Alright.
I just left Benchmark, my last food drop. Thanks to Mom and Dad for another awesome job. And had to part ways with Huck because he's going into Augusta. So we're back solo and headed into our last two legs. It's starting to sink in a little bit, but right now the task at hand is 133 miles. And watch out for the grizzlies. Hopefully the fire detours won't be too confusing, and we'll get through those okay. Well, so much for new shoes, eh? I gotta love it. Boy, this stuff is dusty. Dusty. And the Bob Marshall. One more resupply to go. We've now exceeded the PCT mileage and are in uncharted territory. So, setting a new personal record. Pretty nice. was dry yesterday. I got to dry out all my gear, thankfully so. If you look behind me, it's another great morning, walking in the bobs. So today's big milestone is we're gonna hopefully rejoin the CDT official. So that'll be a nice thing, nice little goal. Right now we're starting right out of camp, the 2,800 foot climb, get the heart pumping and get warmed up. And we were gonna try and tackle it yesterday and said, we had found a camp spot, let's take advantage of it. So gear is really starting to break down and fail. Even my shoulder straps here, they won't hold an adjustment, they just slide back down. But as long as they hang on there for a little bit longer. I'm also getting a wound in the back of my back from abrasion from the backpack, which is what happened to me in Tahoe on the PCT. We're just gonna keep her clean, keep trucking along. Toes are really bad. Other than that, the zipper's blown out on the tent. Tent doesn't hold out water, but we only got a few days to go. It's the 31st, and we're meeting the folks on the 9th, and we're hoping to be into East Glacier about noonish on the 3rd. So take a zero on the 4th. But excited, hopeful. Hopefully it stays dry again today, so I can dry out the condensation in my bag and whatnot, and keep trucking along. There it is, people. Finally made it out of the major detour. Don't know what day it is. I think it's Saturday. It's August 31st, and it's a good milestone. But now we got some real work to do. It's not going to be quick or easy, but at least now we can know how many miles we have, so we can budget our food accordingly.
Are you gonna step into line like your daddy done, punching the time and climbing life's long ladder?
So it's last full day in the bobs here. We're gonna try and do a 30 plus, home for 32. Don't want to jinx it, but should be all right. So yesterday I went down from Switchback Pass and joined up to Clack Creek, and I noticed man, there's a lot of bear scat in a small amount of time, and nothing unusual, seeing a lot of it on the trail. But then the woods opened up a little bit into more of a meadowy, I don't know, like creek flat, but it had plenty of cover with willows and whatnot. And I'm cruising because I want to make some time, and all of a sudden, boom, not more than 20 yards away, giant brown grizzly. And unfortunately I scared the crap out of it. It scared the crap out of me, and it took to running. The footfalls, the sound of its pads running was amazing. It had some weight behind it and some strength. So couldn't quite tell which way it was running to, towards me, away from me. It definitely dodged into the bushes. I would have never had a chance. I grabbed my bear spray, which would have taken too long, and started talking to him. Hey bear, didn't appreciate that either. Hey, we got our differences, let's just move along. And it was better than a cup of coffee, I can tell you that. So I say that as we go through these willows here. I've been walking through some pretty thick brush for the last I don't know, several miles, so this isn't quite as bad, but it's gives you an idea. It's good enough that I can film while I'm walking, so.
Where no one knows you, what will all the old folks say?
Good morning, everyone. It is September 2nd, and it was a little bit confusing going through a railroad yard and whatnot. I have seen a very, very cool sight. We walk over here, we take a little gander. It's the Park Service boundary for Glacier National Park. And I found the trail. So, welcome to the proverbial promised land and the crown of the continent. We are now in Glacier National Park. Other kinds of interesting reading we got, because we love reading. Hiking alone is not recommended. So yeah, so there we go. Let's go off to East Glacier and enjoy Glacier National Park. Morning. It's September 5th, and I'm really excited. I'm a little nervous because of the weather reports, but I am heading off into Glacier. Finally. 2 double zeros, and my permit should be waiting for me. I'm heading off into the mountains one last time. 100 miles, and I'll be at the border. So what the weather forecast has is today thunderstorms, tomorrow thunderstorms, of mild to moderate concern, just because I'll be up high on the peaks and whatnot. But then the next 2 days, showers all day, and with my tarp not really doing so well anymore, basically leaking like a sieve. Really hope it's intermittent at least. I'll need some time to dry stuff out. If not, it's gonna be a grind, and it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard to stay warm. So, but can't focus on that, can't control it. So what we can look forward to is the amazing beauty of the crown of the continent. And see Mom and Dad, and wrapping this hike up. It's starting to get sad. It's been a long journey. It's been amazing, but the weather is changing, so it makes it a lot easier to wrap it up and take a break.
Up at the sky and the clouds above the town, and the road I left behind is a road of dark distress, and the thoughts that I am thinking, they mean no more, no less, and the leaves turn to brown. The broken branches fall at my feet for me again, and the shirt on my back is all I have to lend, and the street signs, they tell me that I have so far to go, and the crossroads of fate are the only ones I know, and the leaves turn to brown. Each town looks the same to me, so so full of dark despair. And the rains fall constantly on this land so fair. And I listen to the bird as she sings the same tune, and leave in hope I get to where I'm going very soon. And the leaves turn to brown.
Asleep at dawn.
Is this it? There it is.
I wondered if I was gonna see you all.
Hey.
Sycamore.
How's it going?
The sun will rise. The long day is over.
I was toting my pack along the dusty Winnemucca road when along came a semi with a high and canvas covered load. If you're going to Winnemucca, Mac, with me you can ride. And so I climbed into the cab and then I settled down inside. He asked me if I'd seen a road with so much dust and sand, and I said, listen, I've traveled every road in this here land. I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere, man. Across the deserts bare, man. I breathe the mountain air, man. Of travel I've had my share, man. I've been everywhere. I've been to Reno, Chicago, Fargo, Minnesota, Buffalo, Toronto, Winslow, Sarasota, Wichita, Tulsa, Ottawa, Oklahoma, Tampa, Panama, Mattawa, La Paloma, Bangor, Baltimore, Salvador, Amarillo, Tocopilla, Barranquilla, and Padilla. I'm a killer. I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere, man. Across the deserts bare, man. I breathe the mountain air, man. Of travel I've had my share, man. I've been everywhere. I've been to Boston, Charleston, Dayton, Louisiana, Washington, Houston, Kingston, Texarkana, Monterey, Faraday, Santa Fe, Tallapoosa, Glen Rock, Black Rock, Little Rock, Oskaloosa, Tennessee, Chicopee, Spirit Lake, Grand Lake, Devil's Lake, Crater Lake, Beach Lake. I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere, man. Across the deserts bare, man. I breathe the mountain air, man. I've traveled, I've had my share, man. I've been everywhere. I've been to Louisville, Nashville, Knoxville, Omaha, Shefferville, Jacksonville, Waterville, Costa Rica, Pittsfield, Springfield, Bakersfield, Shreveport, Hackensack, Cadillac, Fond du Lac, Davenport, Idaho, Jellicoe, Argentina, Diamantina, Pasadena, Catalina, see what I mean? I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere, man. Across the deserts bare, man. I breathe the mountain air, man. I've traveled, I've had my share, man. I've been everywhere. I've been to Pittsburgh, Parkersburg, Gravelburg, Colorado, Ellensburg, Rexburg, Vicksburg, El Dorado, Larimore, Atmore, Haverstraw, Chattanooga, Chastity, Nebraska, Alaska, Opelika, Baraboo, Waterloo, Kalamazoo, Kansas City, Sioux City, Cedar City, Dodge City. What a pity, I've been everywhere.